Emergency centers on alert ahead of cyclone Irina, and Julius Malima's expulsion described as a political tragedy. With the news this hour, I'm Ayanda Gunene. KwaZulu Natal Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs MEC Nomusa Dube says all emergency centers have been placed on alert for tropical cyclone Irina due to hit northern parts of the province this weekend. Dube has urged the public to remain indoors until the cyclone has passed.
We have received an alert from the South African Weather Services where they have warned of strong rains with winds which might lead to flooding in the areas of the north of KwaZulu-Natal. Let us be on the alert. We have informed all municipalities. All the teams are on the alert. We are also working with all the disaster services centers to make sure that they do issue warnings in case of flooding. Changes are expected by Saturday, but also Sunday going into the following week.
The South African Weather Service says the cyclone will dampen extreme amounts of rain. General Manager of Operations at the service, Mnikeli Ndabambi.
Whether there are strong structures that can be contingency plan for precautions, or where people in the weaker structures can be moved into the strong structures. The previous experience from the previous tropical cyclone was that the schools were underwater. Schools are having a stronger structures, but then they are very low lying, and the anticipated impact requires proactive actions that are possible.
Sports Minister Fikile Mbalula has described the expulsion of Julius Malema from the ANC as a political tragedy. Mbalula is favoured by the Youth League to replace Secretary General Gwede Mantashe at the party's elective conference in Bloemfontein in December. Malema has 2 weeks to appeal against his expulsion. Mbalula, a former ANC Youth League president, says it's unprecedented and sad for the ANC that the leader of its Youth League faces expulsion. He says the league will, however, survive the episode.
I characterize this as political tragedy for all of us who have come through the ranks of the Youth League. Julius and his generation have actually suffered a blow that we did not come to realize or to test. Of course, we had a great advantage of being politically guided with all the mistakes that we committed. But our elders and the people around us were the great team that looked after us and nurtured us and gave us political education. And they were very patient with us. If they were not, we would have been expelled in the organization.
The so-called birthday rapist, accused of multiple counts of rape, has been mistakenly released after serving a prison term on another charge. Correctional Services says Mlungisi Mjali was mistakenly released from custody after serving only 3 months in prison for a minor charge. He failed to appear in the Johannesburg Regional Court, where he is facing a rape, sexual assault and kidnapping charges. National Prosecuting Authority spokesperson Mthunzi Mhanga says investigating officers are trying to trace the man. Mjali's alleged modus operandi was to ask his victims to join him in celebrating his birthday. He would then take them to a hotel and rape them. An email is apparently doing the rounds warning people about a new ID syndicate operating in South Africa is reportedly a hoax. The Southern African Fraud Prevention Services has denied knowledge of the email that it is purportedly associated with. The email says the syndicate pays domestic workers to steal ID books, proof of address and find out where their employers are working. They then take the photos out of the IDs and replace them with another one. The syndicate then goes to any bank and takes out huge amounts of loans.